You know that plant you always see crawling through the cracks in your driveway? The one with the kind of thick, reddish stems? Well, it turns out that little plant is holding on to an incredible secret. A secret that's actually been known for over 4,000 years. And it's about time we rediscovered it. So let's dive into what this hidden superplant is all about.
Okay, get this. What if I told you that very same plant has more omega-3s than salmon? And I'm not talking pound for pound, I mean leaf for leaf. Seriously, sounds impossible, right? Well, believe me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because on top of that, scientists at Yale just discovered it can do something, well, something they thought no other plant on Earth could do. They literally called it a biological impossibility. So what is this incredible plant? It's called Purslane. And listen, this is not just some random weed. It has a seriously profound history. We're talking about a plant that literally fed entire empires. I mean, the scale of its history is just mind-blowing. We're talking about seeds found in a 3,000-year-old Greek pot. The ancient Greeks wrote farming guides for it, calling it an essential crop. The Roman Empire grew it. It was listed as a staple food in medieval Milan. Heck, Native Americans were cultivating it for centuries before Columbus even showed up. Let's be clear, this was not a weed. This was food.
So what happened? How did we forget all that? Well, that history was pretty much lost. Until this so-called weed turned out to be the key to solving one of the biggest puzzles in modern nutrition. Okay, so picture this. It's the 1960s, and this massive study, the 7-country study, is underway. The results come in, and they're totally baffling. You've got these farmers on the Greek island of Crete. They're eating a ton of fat, a really high-fat diet, but somehow they have the lowest rate of death from heart disease ever recorded. For decades, scientists just shrugged and said, oh, it must be the olive oil. But they were missing the real secret ingredient.
So, fast forward to the 1980s. A new team of researchers gets their hands on some frozen blood samples from that original study. And what they find is wild. The Cretans had 3 times the level of omega-3s in their blood compared to other groups, like people from the Netherlands. But here's the kicker. They weren't eating 3 times more fish. So, where on earth was it all coming from?
You guessed it, it was coming from Purslane. They ate this stuff all the time. Every single day. Raw in salads, cooked in stews, you name it. And it wasn't just them. Their chickens ate it, their goats ate it, and then of course the people ate the animals and their milk and eggs. The entire food system was just supercharged with omega-3s, all thanks to this one plant that was growing everywhere for free.
So when scientists finally got around to analyzing Purslane, the numbers were just staggering. Check this out. It has 5 to 7 times more of that key plant-based omega-3 than spinach. 7 times more vitamin E than spinach, 6 times more beta-carotene than carrots. And that's not even counting all the other good stuff like melatonin, potassium, magnesium. It's just hands down one of the most nutrient-dense plants we've ever studied.
And this isn't just numbers on a chart. This has massive real-world results. There was a study called the Leon Diet Heart Study. They took heart attack survivors and put them on a Cretan-style diet loaded with Purslane. The result? A 70% reduction in deaths from all causes. Think about that. The effect was so powerful they had to stop the study early because it was literally unethical to keep the other group from eating this life-saving diet.
Okay, so its nutritional power is off the charts, but that's honestly only half the story. The other half is a bombshell discovery that just came out, and it completely rewrote the rulebook on plant biology.
All right, let's do a quick, painless biology lesson. So plants basically have 2 main game plans for photosynthesis. You've got the C4 pathway, think corn or sugarcane. It's all about growing super fast, but man, is it thirsty. It needs a lot of water. Then you have the CAM pathway, which is what cacti and desert plants use. It's amazing at surviving drought, but the trade-off is it grows incredibly slowly.
Now, for forever, scientists thought a plant had to pick a lane. You either choose path A or path B. You can be a fast grower or you can be a drought survivor. You couldn't be both. Well, in 2022, a team at Yale discovered that Purslane does both in the same cell at the same time. It breaks all the rules.
Yeah, that is the biological impossibility we were talking about. The lead scientist on the project came up with the perfect way to explain it. He said it's like discovering a car engine that can run on both gasoline and electricity at the same time inside the same combustion chamber. It just shouldn't work. It's a true superplant, combining incredible resilience with fast growth.
So this brings us to the big, frustrating question, right? If this plant is such a nutritional powerhouse and a biological marvel, why are we taught to destroy it? Why do we spend billions of dollars trying to kill it?
Well, the answer, as it so often is, comes down to money. You just have to follow the money. The global market for herbicides is a $40 billion industry. And a big chunk of that is companies selling products designed specifically to wipe out plants like Purslane from our lawns and farms.
And here's why Purslane is basically public enemy number one for that business model. You can't patent it. You can't genetically tweak it so farmers have to buy new seeds from you every year. Nope, it just reproduces on its own, freely, and it's been doing that for thousands of years. A single plant can pump out 200,000 seeds, and those seeds can just chill in the soil totally fine for up to 40 years. It is the exact opposite of a controllable, profitable product.
So here's the bottom line, and this is really important. Purslane isn't called a weed because it's bad for the environment or harmful in any way. It's called a weed because it can't be controlled, and therefore can't be easily turned into a product you have to buy.
But here's the really cool part. The solution to this isn't locked away in some corporate lab. It's probably growing in the cracks of your sidewalk right now. You, have the power to bring back all this ancient knowledge.
And don't worry, identifying it is super simple. Look for thick, smooth, reddish stems. If you snap one, it'll be juicy inside. The leaves are kind of fleshy, like a succulent, and shaped like little paddles. And it's got these tiny little yellow flowers. But here is the number one most important rule: true Purslane is never hairy. If you see a hairy lookalike, that's not.
So, once you've found some, what do you do with it? Oh man, the options are endless. Toss it in a salad raw, it has this great kind of lemony, salty crunch. You can saute it just like you would spinach, blend it into a smoothie, pickle it so it lasts forever. You can even dry it and use it in soups all winter long.
You know, this is about so much more than just finding a new ingredient for your salad. Something really cool happens when you learn to recognize Purslane. You have this little shift in your brain. You start to realize that amazing nutritious food doesn't only come wrapped in plastic from a grocery store.
So, let's just call it what it is. This is not a weed. It's a super plant. It grows for free. It loves the heat and drought that kill our other crops. And it gives us more essential nutrients than almost anything we bother to cultivate. It is literally the exact plant that scientists are spending millions trying to engineer, and it's been here the whole time. And that leaves us with one last big, unavoidable question. The most nutritious, most climate-resilient plant that we could possibly ask for already exists. It's growing all around us, for free. So why on earth are we paying billions of dollars to poison it?